really important for buyers here in the U.S. Some of the challenges, though, include a lack of skilled workers with experience, again, in technology, fashion, and management, dependence on fabric imports, rising electricity and fuel costs, and somewhat fragile labor relations. When you look at Cambodia, they have increased their garment footwear exports by 15.29%, and EU is a major customer of theirs, with U.S. behind them. And what we've been seeing this year, unfortunately, is that there's been a nearly double in claims in work-related disputes. And that's an issue that a lot of the brands that are working in Cambodia are working on with the ILO and the factories there. But again, this is something that the government of Cambodia is committed to moving forward on, and we're looking forward to seeing some of these issues to be resolved as we move forward. Again, Thailand, a smaller market with 1,600 garment textile factories doing about 3.7 billion in exports. They're again also fully integrated with the upstream sector for fiber and yarn, intermediate sector for manufacturing fabric, and of course downstream for apparel manufacturing. There has been an increase in the daily minimum wage in Thailand, which is, of course, making the labor a little bit more expensive there. And we see a lot of Thai factories, interestingly enough, investing in plants in Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos. So the great thing is you're going to be able to get the same type of high-quality production and capabilities you find in Thailand across the region in up-and-coming countries throughout ASEAN. There's also the top 10 garment companies in Thailand have also moved operations to Burma. Philippines, I just wanted to mention them. Unfortunately, we don't have any Philippines companies here, but they are a shrinking industry due to high labor costs. There are high-end brands still operating there and their factories still active, especially if you like to do lingerie or high-end basics. There's also the SAVE Act, which is something that's been on the table at the Philippines, is looking to negotiate. Not quite sure if that would actually go through, but that would allow textiles that have been produced across the United States to be taken to the Philippines and made into garments and then re-enter the U.S. duty-free. But whether or not that actually becomes a reality remains to be seen and suspect in an election year. And then finally, we look at Myanmar, which is an up-and-coming market, still not really open to U.S. buyers here. I just wanted to mention because they are a pretty, significant player in the ASEAN region with doing exports of 770 million in 2011. They are a big producer for Japan, South Korea, and there are about 150 garment factories in Rangoon. And, this is something that we can keep our eye on in the future. Trade relations with Myanmar have not opened up yet, but I'm sure Tom will be talking about that in terms of what are the opportunities in the future. And so just looking at the ASEAN advantage, we really see a skilled workforce across the entire region, high production efficiency, competitive labor rates, integrated production, a stable political and economic environment, and a liberalizing trade policy environment where the governments are really supporting the growth of these sectors. All of these together really make ASEAN a diverse and exciting opportunity for anyone looking to source apparel and textiles. So, I really encourage all of you to visit the ASEAN Pavilion. We're really excited for this sourcing of magic to have companies here from Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Thailand. You can come see us in booth 66500 to 66600. And we also have some of the companies here. And so if you are from the Indonesian or Vietnam or ASEAN companies, please stand so we can all recognize you and say hello. Great.
Welcome.
And so if any of you would like to meet with any of these factories, please come by the pavilion. We also have Ms. Yoon here from Vitas in Vietnam and Ms. Made from Indonesia, the commercial attaché from Indonesia. And they're also here to answer any of your questions about doing business and trade in Vietnam and Indonesia. So thanks so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you all at the pavilion today. Take care.
Thank you, Angela. That was fabulous. That was really great. So as you see, we wanted to make this like a working session for you. Everything can be done all in one spot today, educate you on what's going on in the region, and then you can actually connect with the factories relative to your business needs. So let me see if I can get the the next presenter up. Tom Travis is going to share with us the trade opportunities in regards to this particular region. So, please help me welcome Tom.
Thank you, Kathleen. We're going to focus our presentation today on action forcing events and how events are combining to refocus and intensify that focus, I guess is a better way, on ASEAN sourcing in terms of the U.S. market in particular. And what I would like to try to do today is take a look at how that policy will affect the bottom line of companies sourcing whatever apparel they're sourcing from wherever in the world, because when one entity or one country or one product gets a preference for the U.S. market, it has an impact on all the other sourcing dynamics. It's a giant puzzle that gets reformed and recalculated constantly as policy issues unfold, as we mentioned in Burma, what we mentioned in TPP. So I'm going to focus on my remarks on that and try to anticipate where some change might be and what those changes might, where you might profit from those changes. One thing about change is it's constant in trade. We had a presidential election this year, but even between presidential elections, there are initiatives like the TPP and other initiatives which occur, which change the matrix for which you choose the sourcing countries and your sourcing products. So if we realize that the change is constant, then change has to be monitored, because those who take advantage of the change frequently win significantly. And those that don't take advantage of it can lose, but frequently are bystanders and are left in the dust. There are many stories about taking advantage of change, but let's take a quick story, a quick anecdote about Cambodia. Cambodia was never a sourcing country back in the 90s, and the reason for that was that Cambodia, because of the Pol Pot regime, U.S. had never lowered the rates of duty to a most favored nation rate. So consequently, if we were importing certain trousers from Cambodia, instead of